Well, good afternoon, YouTube. I'm sure you guys are probably getting tired about hearing about Demarees, but it is day 18 since myself and my mentor, the Hive Doctor, if you follow his channel, he kind of got that backwards. He called me his Oklahoma mentor. That man's forgotten more than I'll ever know. But anyway, kudos to Mr. Jonathan Hargis. Anyway, getting wore out. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? My original intent was that I would not inspect this hive at all. I would put the Demaree method on it, or Demaree manipulation, whatever you want to call it, and then I'd be back come time to collect supers. But everybody's wearing me out, and I'm kind of curious myself. So first thing I'm going to do is start moving boxes. I'm going to go right straight down to the brood chamber, see how that queen's doing down there, see what kind of laying we got have going on, and then a real quick box by box as I put it back together. So y'all stick around, this ought to be a good time. Start off with a little smoke down here. Give the girls a little hello, daddy's on the way. And then hope I don't die getting this top box off, because that would be bad to die on YouTube. We don't ever want to die on YouTube. We also want to grab the right hive tool. So, got a bunch of questions that I have to answer at the end of this. I even wrote them down on paper so that I wouldn't miss any. All right, in the top deep. Let's go ahead and set this lid down here. No queen anywhere. Of course, there can't be a queen. The queen is stuck down here. I went in here a week ago and I took out all of the emergency queen cells. And looking at this box, I've got, well, bees on every frame. I don't know how many frames of bees I have, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. First thing I want to do is get it off without dropping it on me, because I'm here to tell you this box, once it gets full of honey, is going to be heavy. And this stack is tall and I'm only 5'8". But here we go with this one. Oh, that ain't bad. It's getting some weight to it, but it is not clear full of honey yet. Okay, this deep box right here, I see where they're drawing some comb out. Like I say, we'll get into them in a little bit. Girls are a little anxious. We're going to throw a little smoke their way, kind of smoke myself a little bit. And I can't remember if you guys can see it in the camera shot or not, but I've got my side-by-side backed up right here by the hive. Now this box is pretty light, and that's where I'm setting these. Alright, down to a honey super, the top honey super. Let's see, if I remember right, yeah, this one is all drawn comb that I gave them. Not much weight there, so I don't think they've been doing anything in it yet. We've had so much rain out here. Still a lot of bees in here. We've had so much rain out here that I'm not so sure that there's any nectar to be found. I've been told that they can definitely, rain will definitely wash the nectar out of the flower. So hopefully we got some drying up going on. We're going to be able to get some good nectar flow going. All right, lots of bees on top of the excluder, just making sure they don't have any kind of queen down here. Now I have absolutely got a bottom box full of bees. Absolutely full. Now I didn't have enough drawn comb, so I gave them a couple pieces to work on. So we're going to see what's going on here. This one here is blank foundation that I gave them. They haven't even begun to draw on it yet. There's another foundation. They are on it and thinking about working it, but they still haven't started drawing it. So let's set this one over here. Alright, now we're getting into some of the drawn comb. Like I say, 18 days, I completely expect to see capped brood down in here. See if I can get the bees off here so I don't pitch any when I pull it out. It'd be nice to see the queen, but that ain't really a big deal to me. Got lots of pollen on this frame. See what's on the outside of it. More pollen. Good drone count in this hive. They've got a lot of drones. Now the attitude of the bees, I mean, I guess it could be better. It could also be worse. Now these girls were a little spicy to start with. I've got a whole list of questions that a friend of mine texted me that he wanted me to answer. So shout out to my buddy Tristan out here in Oklahoma. I hope you're going to enjoy this video. Yep, got little tiny larvae. Got larva. But I can't say that I see an egg. Yeah, I do. I see eggs and larvae. This is all laid up right here. Over on the other side, they put a ring of pollen. This is laid up really good. And a ring of pollen out there. Okay, so I've got eggs. And I've got young larvae. Now theoretically, the oldest brood is going to be right here in the middle. So I really expect to see some capped brood. That's what I'm after. I want to see the capped brood. And there it is. Over here a little closer for y'all. I don't have my viewfinder turned around, but that is an entire frame of capped brood on both sides. That is as laid up as it can possibly get. So we've got 2 frames of brood so far. Let's go in here. We're going to find the exact same thing right here, I believe. To get some of the girls out of the way. Like I say, I've got eggs, I've got larvae, I've got capped brood, and I've got a queen right. Is that the queen? Yep. The queen is right there. She is moving from my right hand down toward the opposite corner. I hope you guys can see her. Alright, so she is in there. And we're going right straight back to the hive because the worst thing I could do would be her to fall off. This frame is laid up. And this frame is laid up. So Mr. Tristan, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this queen is a mega queen. They say that there's approximately 3,500 cells. There's approximately 3,500 cells on each side of a frame. So that gives you about 7,000 eggs that can be laid. hatches out, then that's that many bees. Now, I'm going to show you this one. Hope y'all can see that. That's laid up really good. What do we got working up here? We have a practice queen cell. That brood there. I'm tickled to death with this so far. There are more bees than you can shake a stick at in this hive, I believe. And there's about to be a whole bunch more. And man, we have timed it good. With the nectar flow, I think that's going to be coming along here shortly. This hive is going to be capped off and ready for it. Now, this one it was full. But they're just capping this stuff. Just kind of backfilling some things there. Good frame of brood. I'm telling you kids, I am digging this Demaree split. I think I'm going to throw a frame of one of these frames that's drawn out right in the middle of this booger. Now, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on this frame. There's a whole lot of bee coverage, but I don't see anything in it. Man, I don't know what they're doing in here. Hey, how about my luck finding that queen? As soon as I started to pull that frame up out, I saw her back. Alright, we got a little nectar going on. Got a ring of nectar up through here. So hopefully she'll come in, same there. Hopefully she'll come in and lay that up. Now this other is blank foundation, and I can tell there's nothing going on there. I am going to take this frame here, and I am going to slide it over to the edge of this bird nest. Get out of the way, little girls. Actually, let's bring it on back over here. So let's do the math here. We got about 6 frames. Well, we got 7 frames that are drawn out that the bees can do something with. And I've got, what, 3 frames that are just slam full of brood. I don't have anything that is specifically a what I would call a resource frame, because what resources are in it are stored in kind of a crowning manner so that the bees, so that mama can come in there and still lay things up. So I'm happy with the brood box. She's still got room to lay, and she is laying like a wild woman. I'm gonna move this frame to the inside, and hopefully they'll go to drawing on it. Because I'm at the point now that I am out of drawn comb. I've got 3 pieces of drawn comb left, deep comb, and they're actually inside of a nuke box sitting in the back of the side by side, just in case I felt like I needed to split here or I was starting to see swarm cells. But I'm going to tell you, I think everything's good to go. I am definitely liking what I'm seeing. So we got all the frames back in. Got to tighten some of them up. I got some frames here that don't have ears on them, so I got to account for that space. That way the bees have all the correct bee space. Alright, I think I am done in this bottom box. I'm going back with my queen excluder. Look out, little girls. And we'll set that deep box back on here and we'll go through it. Or actually, I'm sorry, we'll set this first super on. Now, first super's got a lot of bees up in it. I'm just going to jump in here in the middle and pull one up out. Good old smoke coming right across. Alright, I think that they're drawing this comb out. No, there's a little piece of last year's comb, but they've done a lot of work on it. Nothing in it yet. Let's set it right here. Please don't fall over. Actually, I'm going to set it right like that. My frame hanger broke. I haven't welded it back yet. Alright, they are busy building comb. Building comb. I don't see anything stored up in here yet. This all still looks pretty dry. But anyway, my frame hanger broke. I need to weld one of the brackets back on it. Just haven't got around to it yet. Come on, girls, get out of the way. Alright, so nothing really to talk about up there yet. But like I say, I'm not so sure we've got with all this rain, that we've got much of a flow worth even talking about yet. And I know the bees haven't been able to get out and work. I can guarantee you this is probably the first time since the middle of April that we've had 2 days of sunshine in a row. Alright, do the same thing. We're going to go right to the middle of this one. Got a fair amount of bees up in it. I forget what was in there when I took it off. A lot of new comb where they're cleaning up, whitening, filling stuff back up, but let's go over here and try one. These supers are definitely dry right now. Yep, they're working on fixing this one up. So, we'll see. I need everything to cooperate as far as the good Lord to rain the nectar flow. I'm telling you what, these girls are going to be all set. Alright, now let's go to a deep. This one's pretty light. I probably should have put it on top. That one might be a pain in the butt to get to. Now I got a lot more bees this deep. Like I say, it's been 18 days. So I'm probably still going to see some brood up in this box. So let's jump in here and figure that deal out. But there shouldn't be a whole lot of brood. Alright, here's a high beetle. Can't be having high beetles. All right, nothing going on with that frame yet. What else we got going on? Nice pretty drone frame. Got some pollen right up in there. And then I got two that need drawn. One of them they're working on. Getting it drawn out. Let's see what's over here in this one. Let's see, this would have been the top deep before I changed things around. And there's just a little bit of brood right there. Scattered out brood that needs to hatch. See what's on this side, a lot of pollen still. I figure the bees are going to clean that up as time goes on. Once all the brood and everything get out of this box, they may end up moving that pollen back down, I don't know. But if not, then somebody might just get a little extra anti-allergen. Let's see, just a little bit of brood. And when I say a little bit, I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but there's like 8 or 10 right there. Couple drone cells. A little more brood here, but it's definitely about gone. Got a frame that I'm making them draw out that they're just puttering around on. Another one needs puttered around on. Because I had taken and given them a bunch of comb to draw out when I put this second box on them before I did the Demaree. Alright, this is a completely clean frame. And so is the next one. So, not seeing a bunch of nectar, not a whole lot going on right now. We'll get this put together and we'll go to the next box. Hey, and that'll be our last box. Maybe this video won't be as long as I think. Maybe I should hit the fast forward button. A little less work, a little more talking. Or I'm sorry, a little more talking. A little more work and a little less talking. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so we are fixing to be done. So I guess, you know, what am I seeing so far? Well, I'm seeing about what I expected. I had hoped to see more nectar. But you know, I kind of don't really think our flow starts good out here till probably the middle of May. We'll see what happens here. Now I got to eat my Cheerios. Grab the heavy box. Yeah, it's got weight to it. Comes time to harvest honey there, Mr. Tristan. You're probably gonna have to come over and take this box off. Or I can bring me a step ladder or something. Matter of fact, there we go. Let me stand up on my hive stand. Let's see what we got going on in this last box, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Oh, 8 or 10 little brood cells left, about the same. Set this down without falling down. Alright, handful of brood on that one. This one's got weight to it. Yeah, they're putting nectar to this one. Couple little brood cells left, handful of drones. So, got some weight there. In my mind, I'm trying to run through all the questions that are written down in this piece of paper in my pocket. Got some weight here. I think we're pretty much same all across the board. You know, in the middle they're storing nectar, and there's a handful of brood left to hatch. Like I say, it's been 18 days. Had a little more brood on that one, but that's kind of the deal. I would like for things to be a little heavier, but I just don't think we're there yet this year. So I'm just going to put this back together and then pull a piece of paper out of my pocket, see what questions are left to answer, and we'll roll with it. Get this last frame in here and stick the lid on. Bee space. Get your bee space. Alright, done there. Put the hive tool down. Throw the lid back on this jammer. Alright, game over. Break out my piece of paper because my buddy Tristan, I think I mentioned him, he has laid it on me. Question number one, how angry are the bees? Well, I don't think they're any worse today than Ragnarok usually is. Are they filling boxes with honey yet? Bees don't fill boxes with honey, they fill it with nectar. But the answer is no. How many frames of brood downstairs? What did we come up with? 6? About 5, maybe 6 frames of brood? If not, is it because there aren't enough bees to support a large brood nest? I would say the answer to that is no. I think there is a gabillion bees in this hive. Are they storing resources in the bottom box? Not what I would call a resource frame. The only resources I saw as we got to the far side was crowned across the top, supporting brood. Was this a good idea? Yeah, I think it was a good idea. Based on what you see today, would you do it again? It's kind of too early to tell, but yeah, if you nail me down, I'd do it again. What is my overall assessment of the colony's health? I think the colony is doing great. Like I say, we saw the queen. We saw a phenomenal brood pattern down there. She is laying in that box. This stuff here is pretty much hatched out. Obviously over the next 6 days, it will all hatch out. And then hopefully that good old nectar flow is going to start. The rain will slow down a little bit. And we'll get rolling on filling them. I guess if I'd come back here in about another 3 weeks, that would be the true answer to the question. So anyway, this is my